everyone, welcome back to the channel Unknown Physicist. So today we are in another video of our series Mastering MMP. So in our previous video we are done in complex analysis all about contour integration. So I have mentioned an alternate method for residue theorem and we have discussed few problems and I have given nearly 15 sums as task. If you have solved those questions and need solution for that, the answers are pinned in Telegram group which is Unknown Physicist. So you can check and clarify whether all your answers are right or wrong. And what we are going to see today is all about again contour integrations, but here we are going to have a different approach of problems. Like the limits will be given. It will be either a curve, or line. So how we should approach the problem. So we'll be discussing all about that. And if you're a new visitor to this channel, in this channel I do make videos on different concepts of physics. Right now I'm doing two series. One is for mathematical physics, other is for quantum mechanics. So you can check both the playlist. Sure, all those will be really helpful for your preparation. And apart from that, I'm giving few problems in YouTube Shorts. You can check all those problems also. So let's get started with the video. Okay, let's get started with the video. So what we are going to see today is, so last video what we have seen is, so if there is an integral for a contour f of z dz. So here they are going to define whether this contour is going to be a curve or a line. So curve or a circle or a line, anything. So how to approach that problem only we are going to discuss today. So for example, if there is a curve, so for curve, how we represent your z? Z is given by r into e raised to I theta. Okay. So if I am going to differentiate dz, then it would be r I e raised to I theta into d theta. So I can rewrite my dz as r e theta is nothing but I z into d theta. So just remember this. We will be seeing the usage of this in our problems. Okay. And one more next what I said is line. So line, how do we represent? Z is equal to x plus iy. So if your line is along x-axis, okay, along x-axis, then what's your y? It is 0. So your z will be equal to x, and then dz will be equal to dx. So this is also one thing which you have to remember. And the next is, suppose if your line is along y-axis. So what z is actually x plus iy. Then your x is going to be 0. So z is equal to iy. Dz is equal to I into dy. So these are three things which you have to remember. And one more thing for the case of curve, what you have to remember is the limits. So most of the cases that they don't give you limits directly. So for that you should know a very basic thing. So okay, consider this as a circle. Okay, there is a little dent over here, but this is circle. So over here, this, how do you mark your angles? This is 0, this is 90 degrees, so pi by 2, 180, so pi, and this is 360 view, sorry, 270, which is 3 by 2. I can write this as minus pi by 2 also, right? So how they do ask question is, sometimes they will give upper half of the circle. So upper half of the circle is 0 to pi. We know this. But how to take whether it is from pi to 0 or 0 to pi? So they will give you clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. If it is clockwise direction, then your limit should be going from pi to 0. Sorry, pi to 0. Okay. One more thing they can say is like right half of the circle. So right half of the circle means this particular half. So it is from pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Right. So this is the right half of the circle. Again, here they will mention whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. If they say anti-clockwise, then your limits are from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Hope you got what we have discussed now. So we will be solving a problem and I will be giving you a few tasks which is going to really help for you. So let's get doing some problems. So here my first question is integral z square dz. So the contour is given as a curve z is equal to 1 from theta equal to 0 to theta is equal to pi by 3. So they have given the limits for us. So it is given in the question as curve. So if it is a curve, I can write my z as r into e raised to I theta, right? And then if I differentiate, dz is nothing but r I e raised to I theta into d theta. So I'm going to just substitute all these, okay? So it will be integral, limits are from 0 to pi by 3, right? 0 to pi by 3, z square is r square e raised to 2I theta and dz is nothing but ri e raised to I theta into d theta. So here I'll take I outside the integral. So I into integral 0 to pi by 3 r cube e raised to 3I theta into d theta. So if you look in the question, there is a clue for this r. The radius of the circle is nothing but 1. So 1 cube is 1, right? So you have to just integrate this part. So it will be I into integral 0 to pi by 3 e raised to 3I theta d theta. So if I am integrating this will be I into e raised to 3I theta by 3I. Limits are from 0 to pi by 3. So this I will get cancelled. So I will be having, I will apply upper limit. So it will be e raised to 3I pi by 3 minus e power 0. So this is nothing but there is a 1 by 3 outside. 1 by 3 into e raised to I pi minus e raised to 0. So e raised to I pi is what? It is minus 1. So it is 1 by 3 into minus 1 and e power 0 is 1. So minus 1. So final answer is minus 2 by 3. Okay. So this is your final answer. So this is how you evaluate if they are given curve. So let us see one more example. So for this sum, I will take a little bit complicated sum. So I will give two tasks after this. So here our second question is evaluate closed integral z by z bar dz along the given contour. So your given contour is, so actually they have given a figure. So this is the contour given. Let me mark the points also. 1 second. So this is what the figure of the contour given in the question. So now you have to solve this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to separate these into different parts. So from minus 2 to minus 1 I'm considering as one part, and minus 1 to 1 I'm considering as region 2, and 1 to 2 I'm considering as region 3, and this minus 2 to plus 2, sorry, plus 2 to minus 2, this complete region I'm considering as region 4. So this is first region is from minus 1 to minus 1. Second region is from minus 1 to plus 1. And the third region is 1 to 2. And the fourth region is 2 to minus 1. Just I'm going the direction of arrow marks. So I'm going to solve one by one. Finally, I'm going to add all. Okay. So let me take for the first part. So first part, if you are looking, it is along x-axis. So it is along x-axis, right? So x-axis. So what is the equation for line? You have to remember. So z is given by x plus iy. So here your y will be equal to 0. So your z will be equal to x. So from this dz is nothing but dx. So we will substitute this. So what is our actual integral? It was closed integral z by z bar into dz. So this I will write as z by z bar. So it will be going to be x by x, nothing but 1. And then dz I can write as dx. So what is your limits? So if you look into the figure, it is from minus 2 to minus 1. So my limits are from minus 2 to minus 1. So if you are solving this x and the limits are from minus 2 to minus 1, substitute, you will be getting minus 1, minus of minus 2 will become plus 2. So your answer is 1. Okay, this is for region 1. Region 1. Okay, so let me do for second region. So second region, here it is a curve. Okay, here it is a curve. So what is your z? Z is r e raised to I theta. So 1 second. So if you look into the question, can you find what is the radius? Radius. If you can just observe the radius here, it is 1. The radius here it is 1 because minus 1, 0, 1, right? So this is your diameter. So this is going to be a radius. So radius here it is 1. So I am considering r is equal to 1. So what is your z? Z is nothing but e raised to I theta. So dz is I e raised to I theta into d theta. Okay. And what is your z bar? Z bar here it is e raised to minus I theta. So we will substitute all this in our equation. And what is going to be your limits? So if you remember at the start of the video I said, so if it is a half of the circle, so it is 0 and pi. So your circle path is going from pi to 0. So your limits should be from pi to 0. So integral pi to 0 z by z bar. So my z is e raised to I theta and z bar is e raised to minus I theta. Okay. Into what is your dz value? It is I into e raised to I theta d theta. So which will be integral pi to 0 e raised to 3I theta, like I'm writing the I outside the integral, I into d theta. So I will continue from this step in the next slide. So from where we stopped, 1 second. So we have stopped from I integral pi to 0 e raised to 3I theta d theta. Right, we have stopped with this. So if you are going to integrate this, this will be I into e raised to 3I theta by 3I, limits from pi to 0. So I will get cancelled. So it will be 1 by 3 into e raised to 0 minus e raised to 3I pi. Right. So it should be 1 by 3 into 1 plus 1. So it is 2 by 3. So this 2 by 3 is for the region 2. So I'm just drawing a rough figure. So this was the figure which we saw in our last part. So we have solved these two regions and the third region was from 1 to 2. 1 to 2. So let me split the screen. Okay. 1 to 2. So again it is a line along x-axis. So z is equal to, this is for third region, z is equal to x plus I. So y will be equal to 0. So z will be equal to x and dz is dx. So our integral was z by z bar. So it will get cancelled. So you will have dz and you have to integrate from 1 to 2. So this would be x 1 to 2 if you are integrating. Sorry, this is dx. So this is 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1 which would be 1. So this is for region 3. This one is for region 3. So now we have to find for fourth region. So what is your fourth region? It is from minus 2 to plus 2 to minus 2. So it is a curve. So this is along a curve. So here if you look, what is your radius in this figure? The radius here it is 2, right? So your r is equal to 2. So actually your z is given by r e raised to I theta, which will be 2 e raised to I theta. So now I have to find dz. So dz is nothing but 2I e raised to I theta into d theta and your z bar is 2 e raised to minus I theta. So I have to integrate this. If you are fine, I am going to do that in the next slide. So I'll do it in next slide. So what were the data we are having is z is equal to 2 e raised to I theta and z bar is 2 e raised to minus I theta and dz was 2I e raised to I theta d theta. Fine? Good. So now integral 2 e, it was z by z bar. This was our question. So 2 e raised to I theta by 2 e raised to minus I theta into my dz was 2I into e raised to I theta d theta. And what is your limits? Again, it was a half of circle. So it should be from 0 to pi, right? So the limits are from 0 to pi. Fine, good. So now I'm going to cancel these two. So I'll take I outside. So which is 2I integral 0 to pi e raised to 3I theta into d theta. So if you are going to integrate this 2I into e raised to 3I theta by 3I, limits from 0 to pi. So I will get cancelled. So finally I'll be having 2 by 3 into e raised to 3I pi is minus 1. So minus 1 minus 1. So you'll be having minus 4 by 3 finally. So this is for your fourth region. So now we have separated our contours and got for 4 regions. So finally you have to do sum of all. Don't forget this step. Finally you have to do sum of all. So for the first region along x-axis it was 1, and for the second region, that curve from -1 to +1, it was 2 by 3, and the second region was also, sorry, third region was also 1, and final fourth region it is -4 by 3. So if I am going to solve this, this would be 2 minus 2 by 3, so which is nothing but 4 by 3. So this is your final answer. So this is how we solve it. Okay, hope you got the concept. So this is how we separate into particular regions and finally do a summation of all. So I'm going to give you 2 tasks. Just try to do that. So task. So the first question is integral 2z plus 3 by z into dz. Here your contour is defined as upper half of the circle, in clockwise direction, in clockwise direction. So I'll just give a clue. Clockwise direction. So how does a clock rotates? It rotates in this way, right? So your limits should be in clockwise. Suppose if they are giving anti-clockwise, it should be going from this region to this. So 0 to pi. So here they are given clockwise. So it should be from pi to 0. Okay. So this is your integral, and here your z is equal to 1. So this is one question. And then second question is integral mod z dz, and the contour is given as left half of the circle. Left half of the circle. So mod z is equal to 1. So these both are your questions. It is very easy, so you can solve it. So there is one more little small concept. We will see what it is. Okay, here what I'm going to discuss is, so far what we saw, integral closed integral f of z dz is equal to 0. So for a closed path we were seeing. So if your question is going to have a closed path, there is a small way you can save your time. What it is, so if it is a closed path, if your question, like the figure has a closed path, you can use it. So first find whether you're given f of z is analytic or not. You have to find whether your function is analytic function or not. Okay, you have to find analytic function or not. So how do I check the given function is analytic? So again, you have a condition for it. Hope I've done a video on that. You can check that video if you are not sure what it is. Generally, f is represented as u plus iv, right? To check whether a function is analytical or not, we use Cauchy-Riemann CR condition. So dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, and similarly dou u by dou y is equal to minus of dou v by dou x. So you can check that video to find how a function is analytical or not. Okay, so I have got my function is analytic. Okay, step 1 is crossed. So second, what it is, you can do it easily. I'm going to say what it is. So here, if your function is going to be analytic, and then f of z dz is independent of the path followed. Is independent of the path followed. So what do I mean by this? What do I mean by this? So for example, if I have a circle like this, so here my initial point is equal to final point. So your circle is going to be independent of the path followed. So you can just take your initial and final path. So let me be more precise. So if I'm going to have a figure something triangle like this, okay. So let this be 0, this be 1 comma 1, and this be 1 comma 0. I'm sorry, this be 1 comma 0. So usually in my previous way, if you are doing what you will be doing, we will be doing evaluating from this point to this point, and then this point to this point, and then again from this point to this point, and finally add sum of all. So if your function is going to be analytic, you no need to do all these. You have to just take your initial point and final point and evaluate your integral. So to be more precise, I will state one more example. So for example, if I'm going to have a figure something like this, so its path is given in this way. So this is going to be initial point, final point. So according to previous sum, So how we used to evaluate this as region 1, this as region 2, this as region 3, and if there's arrow like this as region 4. So you used to find for every region and finally add all. But what I'm saying is, if your function is going to be analytic, you can just take the initial and final point, because your integral is going to be independent of the path followed. So I'm going to show some examples so you'll be still clear. Okay. So my first question what I'm taking is evaluate integral z dz over the contour. They are given a figure. So this is the figure given. So the points are 0, 0. This is 1, comma 0. This is minus 1, comma 0. And this is 2, comma 0. Okay. So this is the figure given and the arrow marks are represented in this way. Okay. So how we used to solve? We used to solve 1, 2, 3, 4 and add up or add all those values, right? But here what I'm saying is just check whether your function is analytical or not. So what is your function? Z. So how you can write Z? Z is equal to x plus iy. Just verify it in the Cauchy-Riemann condition. So dou u by dou x is what? It is 1. Next is dou v by dou y. Dou v by dou y is nothing but again 1. Next is, sorry, dou u by dou y. It is 0. Similarly, dou v by dou x is also 0. So both, like, this is also equal and this is also equal. So it is an analytic function. So they are given z is equal to x plus iy. So now I'm going to take just the initial point and final point. So what is your initial point? I'm taking only along the x-axis. Okay, be careful with that. So along x-axis means your y is equal to 0. So your z is x, dz is dx, right? So I will substitute in the integral. So integral z. So instead of z, I'm writing x, and dz I'm writing dx. Okay. Initial and final points over here. Okay, my initial point is 0 and my final point is 2. So if I integrate this, this is x square by 2. Limits are from 0 to 2. So which would be 4 by 2. So finally 2. So if you are doing it separately, you are going to get the same answer. So what are the trick I'm saying is just check whether a function is analytical or not. If it is only analytic, and use this way. If it is not analytic, you have to do it by region by region. Okay. So let me give two more sums in this. So here I have task for two sums. So again the task continues. So the third question. So previously two questions are done. So integral e raised to z dz along the contour shown in the figure. Okay, shown in the figure. So the figure is, it is 0, 0. This is 1, 0. And this is 1, 1. Okay. So the arrow marks, sorry. And then fourth question, integral z square e raised to z dz along the contour as shown in the figure. This is the contour. So the figure is, so this is 1, 1, 0. This point is 1, 1. This point is minus 1, 1. This point is minus 1, 0. So these both are the questions. So you have to evaluate the integral. Okay, let me give one more problem also. So this is the final question. So here integral over the contour e raised to z dz from minus 1, 0 to 1, 0, sorry, 1, 0, where your contour C is a parabola. It is a parabola. Okay. So for parabola equation is y is equal to x square minus 1. It is just a small hint. So hope these are the 5 tasks which I'm going to which I have given to you in this video. And one more thing which I want to share over here is, recently I had a mail from a person saying that you are giving a lot of tasks, like you are solving only one or two problems, and rest of the problems you are giving as task to the student. to your viewers, but you're not solving none of them. So I have to make a point clear over here. So for after every task, I'm mentioning the answers in the Telegram group, which I'm saying in the video. And again in the Telegram group, if someone is stuck with a problem, I'm not giving them the solution. I'm giving them hint and making them to find the solution where they are going wrong. So like I don't know, like there are many videos where they give the solution directly, but I don't want to do that. Like I want you to realize your mistake where you are going wrong. So that is why I'm not doing a solution for every task which I'm saying. But if there is something which you really want me to make a video, please do mention in the comment section. Okay. Hope you got my point. What I want is you people to fight for the problem. Because in your exam, there is no one going to come and give you this is a solution, this is a hint, or else show you the solution. It is the person you who you are going to sit and fight in front of a system for your answers. So always don't seek for a solution. Give a try. So that is what I want to convey here. So hope everyone liked the content went in this video, and if you feel this video is going to help for anyone's preparation, don't forget to share it. And if you want to appreciate the content went in this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up sign. So still then everyone keep practicing, and in mostly another one video we will be completing our complex analysis part, and I am going to give a lot of problems for your practice. So still then everyone keep practicing. Bye bye. Have a nice day.